Today I put together a presentation on the 3 steps to success. Now, if you Google and you go online, you're going to find 6 steps to success, 29 steps to success, 5 things you should never do. It'll be like 10 pages of Google to find out what success is. And what I wanted to create is something that is, if I press enter, will it just go to the next one? Okay, it's perfect. I wanted to create something. When I was growing up, we learned a lot of stories and we learned a lot of things through singing. Did you ever notice that? Like when you were growing up, you'd remember things with songs or nursery rhymes or stories or acronyms. So I found that that's the best way for me to remember things. I also homeschooled my children for 18 years. So I needed to learn different ways to teach them. And today they're all like, one's graduated honors from Waterloo, there's 2 more in University of Ontario, York University, and 1 in U of T. So I think I know just a little bit about parenting and learning and education. And even from my own life, the last 10 years of my life has been exponentially different. 10 years ago, I was a welfare mom with 5 kids. Today, I'm a global leader, 7 times author, 3 of them are bestsellers, and I have a global business, publishing and coaching. And so I came up with this acronym for us to use. And it's a really simple acronym, and it's CUBS. I tried to trademark it, but there's a sports team that's like, I don't know. So CUBS, C-U-B-S. Simple to remember, okay? And so I'm gonna go through what CUBS actually stand for, and I promise you, when I meet you in 10 years, you're gonna be, aren't you that CUBS lady who told me that success thing? And I'll be like, yeah, right, have you been using it? And so here is the most simplest thing, and it's the most powerful thing you've heard of. You gonna take notes? Come on, write CUBS, come on. So the C in CUBS. What do you think the C would be in CUBS? What's the first thing you want to do for the C? Who can guess? Just shout it out.
Consistency.
Consistency, okay.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Concentration.
Collaboration. What?
Concentration.
All of them are good. Any more guesses?
Circumstances.
Sorry?
Circumstances.
Circumstances. That's never in success. Come on, that's outside of you. Commitment. Are you cheating? You're a little cheater. Is that what you did in school?
No, I take notes just to remember 10 years later.
Okay, so the C is commit. And what is the commit actually? If you think about it and you want to launch something, whether it's losing 20 pounds or meeting the love of your life or getting the business you want or immigrating, why do you think I chose commit for the C in CUBS? What do you think? Why is this so incredibly powerful?
I think maybe the first thing is to stick to your goal.
Yeah.
Commitment can make it.
Exactly, right? So the commitment is like a declaration. Okay, you're like there, like I was watching, is it America's Got Talent or something? They had the finals last night. And like some people, they'll ask you, why did you come? You're from Oklahoma, you're like a fish person, and why are you putting yourself out here in front of millions of people and trying to sing when chances are 99% of the people who come on the stage are going to be what? They're going to get kicked off. And this guy is standing there with the guitar in his hand and he's like, I just wanted to have my dream. Right? That's what it takes. It takes a level of desire where if the world is telling you, you can't do that thing, you're a fishmonger, why do you want to go sing a song? And you know inside of you that this is something I want. Like I always tell my kids, like they ask, like we talk about success and what they want to do in school. I have never told my children what courses to take or what career to go into. Never. Because I don't want to stifle them and put them in a way. I want them to be free. So my rule is, I'm a practicing Muslim, so I say nothing haram, nothing illegal. That's what I say. That's your boundary. And so they're like free. They're free to go and just do something that is passionate. But we sit down and I say, figure out what you're passionate about, figure out how you're going to make money, and figure out if there are clients that are going to pay you. And if that works, go for it. So a commitment in the C is this declaration where you say, I'm going to just tell the world this is what I want. I'm passionate about it. I'm going to set a course and I'm going to show up. I'm just going to show up. Like you're going to come to Piton and you're going to just show up. People are going to know that you have made a commitment. You're here. When there's a membership, you buy the membership. Whatever that looks like for you, you just show up. That's what commitment is. Commitment also comes with sacrifice. Why do you think I put that sacrifice in a commitment? Who can guess?
If you want real change, it doesn't come without sacrifice.
Right? Yeah. So the client who comes to you and says, I want to release these 20 pounds, what does she have to sacrifice?
Time.
The Mars bar every time she goes through the checkout line, right? Or the person who's single and they want to get married, what do they have to sacrifice? Game night with the boys every night, right? Right? So what do you have to sacrifice? Leaving a country, so many of us here, maybe all of us are immigrants from other countries, or our parents were immigrants. What sacrifice did they have to make? Thinking they're coming to a better land. If you go from school to a job, you're making a sacrifice. You're going into the world. So the C in commitment has a sacrifice. And are you willing to pay the price? Because you have to pay the price regardless. Whether you go for your dream or you stay stuck. You can live a half a life and you'll never really be alive, will you? And so that's the C in commitment. Did you guys get it? Any questions so far? Are you laughing, Amir?
Nope.
What did you like about that? Was there something?
No, it's all true, and I've had the feelings all the time. Of, you want to have this, there are things that I have to sacrifice, and the commitment is the commitment is something that helps you to focus.
It does, because there's so much glitter out here in the world, and when you want that one thing, it just goes whoosh, and now that's a laser, like a diamond laser.
Yep.
I remember you and I have that history. We were in a course together.
Yeah.
And you stood up at the mic.
Yeah.
And you were like shaking, and you declared,
Yeah.
I want this thing. And now what do we have?
We have it. We have
Exactly,
it.
you
Here.
created that.
Yep.
You know, so really big acknowledgement to you. Okay. Okay, the U in Cubs. Let's guess. What do you think the U is? It's a little funny, it's a little tricky.
UFO.
UFO? It might as well be a UFO. It's pretty close.
No, it's you.
It's you? Ah, could be. What's the U? Unbelievable, I like that. So the U that I chose in Cubs is to unlearn. So here I am, from the time I was born, growing up in South Africa, came to Canada, it was 1981, Charles and Diana were getting married. I don't know if anyone remembers, I'm dating myself, like, no.
July 29th, they got married in 1981.
Right, girl? Yeah, I did. And you look only 21, correct? So everything I have done, all the teachers I was with, the friends I had, the social clubs I was in, all the things I learned got me to this spot. But now I want to cross the bridge. And I can't seem to cross the bridge. Why not? Because my habits, my personality, the way I do things, my habits, all can only get me to here. So there are habits and behaviors inside of you and inside of me that I have to unlearn. Because obviously I'm not getting to where I want to go. Right? So I've got to come from a place of, maybe I don't know. Instead of, have you ever met someone and you're like, hey, I want to show you something? You're like, I know. You're like, my 14-year-old is completely like that. He thinks he's smarter than all of us put together. You know, if I want to share something, you're like, I know, Mom. I know. I got Google. I got this. I got that, right? And what happens to you when someone's always saying, I know, I know. What's your response?
I'm not gonna give comment.
Why am I sharing, right?
Yeah.
Why am I sharing? So if everyone knows, it's actually like going to a store and saying closed for business. Right? So when you want to unlearn something, you've got to take all the knowledge you have and just put it aside for a second. And can step in and go, what do I need to know? Come into a place of curiosity. Because what does curiosity open up to? Possibility. And then maybe a teacher will show up and say something, and you'll be like, oh, I'm open for business now. Right? So the U is to unlearn. And then hire a mentor who's walked the path. Be like, wow, you know what? Amir Puyan, he went through this. Shazad, he went through this. Medad went through this. Waida went through this. Let me see if I could learn something from them. And then they went through it. They walked through the fire. They fell down. And so can you teach me something? One of the things I did when I hired coaches and mentors and trainers, this is what I did. This was the promise I was going to make to myself. I was going to switch off my brain and just listen to them and take action. Because what am I doing? Whether it's time I'm investing or money, why go into a coaching commitment and then be like, really? Should I do that? I don't know. Will it work? And the guy's like, dude, I went through this. I'm telling you what's working. So turn off your logical brain, put it aside for a minute, and do what they say. And what I found is when I listened to my coaches and mentors and trainers, my results were so fast because I was willing to sacrifice and say, I'm just going to take massive action like they said. And if it doesn't work, hey, I can always go back to that old way of being. And that's the U in Cubs. Okay? Any questions about the U in Cubs? Okay, so that's the U in Cubs. And now we get to the B.
Believe.
Yeah! We know the NLP trainer is going to get this one right. If you didn't get it right, we don't know what we would do with you.
I think your fart has been raised before.
Totally, totally. So the B is believe. And believing in the dream. Believing in where you're going. Because nothing is going to happen without you believing in it. You can take all the action you want, hire the mentor, take the steps, but in your mind you keep going, I don't know if this is possible. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that job. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that beautiful girl. What do you think the results of your efforts are gonna be? Right?
Yes, if you do it with that mindset.
Exactly, exactly. You won't. The amount of effort you will put in is so minuscule. Right? You'll make one sales call and you'll be like, no one picked up the phone, it's a bad day. Right? Rather than, oh my God, this is the best thing. I'm gonna make 100 phone calls every single day and fill in the pipeline, whatever that looks like. Okay? So believing in yourself. Believing also means you've got to take actions to transform those limiting beliefs. Because if in your mind you keep saying, I'm not good enough, oh, look at that. Oh, she has better clothes. Oh, she's got a better body. Oh, he got the job. Oh, look, he's got a nice center. I don't have anything. When you compare yourself to other people, that's the formula for failure. Because I can promise you this, all the clients I've worked with, the networking, the people I've worked with, there are no two people I have found that are on the same journey. Even if you look, if you're in school, right? You're taking a course. And you look at all the people in your class who are taking the same course. Their journey, where they came from, who their parents are, what languages they speak, are all different. And they ended up here. And so the best way to compare, and if you want to compare and compete, compare to who you were yesterday. That's your most important competition is who?
Yourself.
That's right. Who you were yesterday. And that's the belief. So transforming limiting beliefs on And there's an exercise you can actually do on how to know what your limiting beliefs are. Do you know how to figure out what are your limiting beliefs? Shout it out. Who can guess? You can't guess. Sir, doctor. What do you think? How do you know what your limiting beliefs are? Do you know what a limiting belief is, or should I explain?
Maybe when we feel that we are helpless,
Yeah,
the excuses that we bring for our failure
very good.
could be the same things which are
That's
limiting us.
awesome,
Yeah.
exactly. What excuses do you use when you don't want to do something? Those are your limiting beliefs. Another thing, how to find yourself, let's say you're really tired or you're run down, what do you say to yourself when no one is listening? Okay, another way you can catch yourself is, would you speak to me or your best friend the way you speak to yourself? So let's say we had a glass of water and we were having a dinner. What's that, 18?
3 minutes.
Thank you. If we had a dinner and everyone was sitting having a dinner and you dropped a glass of water, what would you be saying to yourself when everyone got up and got the tissues? What would you be saying to yourself?
I'm a clumsy person.
Yeah, right? But let's say it was me that dropped the water. Loudly, what would you be saying to me?
Try to hold it.
Don't worry, it's just water, right? And so, how you believe in yourself is to start speaking to yourself the way you would speak to a child. Like, be gentle, right? You didn't get a job this month. Be gentle, be kind. And inside of all of us, inside of you and you, there's still a little cute 5-year-old. An adorable, gorgeous 5-year-old is still inside of you because that is your journey. You were 2, then 3, then 5, then 10, and here you are today. And that's the be in belief. And so that's the summary. I've made a little, see, I even made a little diagram for you guys, see?
It's a tough one to remember, but.
Cubs, correct.
I'm teasing.
And so that's Cubs. You know, just remember, is that 2 minutes?
1.5.
Oh, thank you. So CUBS, Cubs, commit. What's the U? Unlearn. Be, believe. And that equals success. Thank you.